I remember the day everything fell apart as if it happened yesterday, though it's been 2 years since that nightmare began. My name is Daniel. I was the guy who built his future with his best friend, Jason. We met in college, both dreamers and tech geeks, working late nights in cramped dorm rooms sketching ideas for our startup. We weren't just friends, we were brothers, partners in every sense. Our company, Pulse Tech, started as a small app to help people manage daily tasks. Fast forward 5 years, and it had grown into a promising startup with investors, a growing team, and a reputation. I thought Jason had my back like I had his, but I was dead wrong. It was a rainy Tuesday afternoon when a message popped up on my phone, anonymous, urgent, and crushing. Jason's been moving money from company accounts. You need to check the financials ASAP. I froze. Denial hit first. Jason wouldn't do that. Couldn't. I logged into our company's accounts and saw the truth. Large sums were missing, funneled to personal accounts under fake names. My heart sank deeper when I found emails where Jason secretly promised investors he was the sole CEO, painting me as unreliable and out of the loop. I confronted him that evening at our office. The city lights blurred behind the glass walls as I demanded answers. Jason smirked, sipping his drink. "You're too naive, Daniel. This is business. Survival of the fittest." "Why?" I asked, voice shaking. "We built this together." He laughed, cold and merciless. "Not anymore." That night, he changed the locks on the office and handed me a letter, terminating my position as co-founder. I was left standing in the dark hallway, broken and betrayed. That was the moment I realized everything I loved was gone. But inside, a fire began to burn. This wasn't the end. It was just the beginning. I spent the first few weeks after the betrayal in a fog. The shock wasn't just losing a company. It was losing a brother, a future, my identity. But as the pain faded, it was replaced by something sharper, rage. Cold, burning rage. I vowed I wouldn't be the victim. I'd make Jason pay for every lie, every stolen dollar, every broken promise. I started by digging. I hired a private investigator, someone discreet, ruthless. I needed to know everything. Jason's secrets, his weaknesses. What I found stunned me. Jason wasn't just stealing from Pulse Tech. He was drowning in debts from failed ventures he'd never told me about. He was cheating on his girlfriend with multiple women, some connected to investors. And his lavish lifestyle? Paid for with money he'd stolen from the company. I began documenting it all. Meanwhile, I quietly started building my own company. I gathered the best developers I knew, loyal, talented people who believed in me, not Jason. We worked in secret, creating a new product that would revolutionize the same market Pulse Tech dominated. Every night, as I coded and planned, my resolve hardened. I wasn't just rebuilding. I was preparing to take down the man who ruined my life. Jason had made one fatal mistake, underestimating me. The moment had come to act. Armed with the evidence my investigator uncovered, I anonymously tipped off one of Jason's biggest investors, a firm that had poured millions into Pulse Tech. The reaction was immediate. Funding was frozen. Investors demanded audits. Jason's carefully crafted facade started to crack. I watched from the sidelines as rumors and suspicions grew within his company. Colleagues whispered in hallways. Board members called urgent meetings behind closed doors. At the same time, my own startup, Phoenix Innovations, released a sleek, innovative app that quickly caught the market's attention. Industry blogs compared the two companies, the fall of Pulse Tech versus the rise of Phoenix Innovations. I made sure the comparisons weren't just about products. They were about integrity and trust. Two things Jason had lost. The pressure on Jason was mounting, and I felt a fierce satisfaction in seeing his empire tremble. But I knew this was just the beginning. Jason wasn't going down without a fight. When the walls started closing in, he lashed out viciously. Rumors started swirling about me, claims that I was jealous, bitter, even unstable. He spread lies to former friends, investors, and even my family. Threats followed, phone calls in the dead of night, vague warnings. At one point, he tried to intimidate my sister when she answered his call. But I was ready. Every threat, every smear was recorded and saved. I hired a security team to protect my family. I worked with my lawyers to file restraining orders and countersued for defamation. Meanwhile, I continued to grow Phoenix Innovations quietly but relentlessly. Then, the opportunity came. Through legal channels, I negotiated to acquire key patents from Jason's company, patents critical to his future. His control slipped further. The power was shifting. Jason's desperation was palpable, but my resolve was unbreakable. The tech conference was buzzing, the kind of event where futures are made or broken in a single keynote. Jason was there, confident as ever, ready to unveil what he claimed was a revolutionary new product. I stood backstage, calm but ready. When it was my turn, I walked to the podium, the room quieting instantly. I looked out over the sea of faces, investors, reporters, industry leaders. Then, I dropped the bombshell. With solid evidence, I exposed Jason's fraud, his secret debts, his broken promises. I showed the documents, the emails, the recorded threats. The crowd gasped. Cameras flashed. Jason's smug smile vanished. I didn't speak with hatred or bitterness. I spoke with the quiet power of truth. I was betrayed, but I chose not to be broken. Instead, I built something better. Because sometimes the best revenge isn't destruction, it's your own success. Jason slumped, defeated. In the weeks that followed, he lost investors, clients, and reputation. My company soared. But more importantly, I reclaimed myself. Revenge had been the spark, but redemption was the flame. And that's how I took down the man who stole my life. Not with violence, but with perseverance, strategy, and the strength to rise. Sometimes, the greatest victory isn't revenge. It's rising from the ashes stronger than before.